be accelerating in. So in the y direction, remember that this is accelerating downward. So if my acceleration is moving this way, I could say then that this way would be that positive y direction. That's what I'm going to call it. If I'm accelerating downward, then I'm going to say that that movement is positive. If that's the case, then I would have my weight force, m2g, minus tension. And it should be opposite to number 1, because number 1 is accelerating upward, and then that second mass is accelerating in the opposite direction. So they should be opposites. So I have my weight force minus tension. This is also not equal to 0, because I have an acceleration that's directed downward. So I would have now m2 times acceleration in the y direction equals that weight force minus tension. I want to get tension by itself, so I could do, in this case, tension would equal m2g minus m2 times acceleration in the y direction. Which would be m2g minus ay. Okay, the first part of this question, though, asked me to find acceleration. I'm trying to find the acceleration in the y direction. Well, I know that the tension for mass 1 would be this equation here, and the tension for mass number 2 is that equation, or we could, maybe easier to use those. So let's make those equal to each other. Because if I set those equal to each other, I get rid of the tension, and then I can find, there we go. Okay, I could find then acceleration in the y direction. So let's actually use the ones that we did before. So I have m1 ay plus m1g equals m2g minus m2 ay. I want to get just acceleration in the y direction, so I want to make sure that I get those on the same side. So that would be m1 ay plus m2 ay equals m2g minus m1g. Okay, well this is the same thing as saying ay times m1 plus m2. So I could just factor out that acceleration in the y direction. And that's going to equal, let's do the same thing here for g. G, which is m2 minus m1. To get acceleration in the y direction all by itself, I want to divide both sides by that m1 plus m2. So I should get my acceleration to be g m2 minus m1 over m1 plus m2. So we showed now our acceleration. This is how the acceleration, this is the acceleration that those masses are going to share here, considering that we have them for both of those masses. So that's how the system will move as a whole. So this would be my acceleration in the y direction. But they also want me to show that I could find the tension, in this strain. So I know acceleration, okay? I know acceleration, we just found that. G times m2 minus m1 over m1 plus m2. And I have two different things here for tension, but this one's only thinking about m1, and this one's only thinking about m2. So in that case, how about we just plug in to find tension here? We said we'll just take the m1 is times ay and then plus m1 times g. That's what we said tension would be. I know what ay is now in terms of both of those masses, in terms of the system. So let's just plug what we got here for AY in, and that would tell me what my tension would be. So M1 times G M2 minus M1 over M1 plus M2, and that would be plus M1 times G. There's my tension. We can simplify that down, of course. You can do that, but ultimately, here's what our tension would be. All I have to do is plug in that AY, because this is telling me that acceleration as a whole, and then I could find tension. So if I found the tension here for mass 1, that could show me what it would be then for mass 2. Okay, so if you guys have any questions on any of those examples that we've done so far, shoot me an email or post on the blog. Just let me know what I would like you to do for homework over the weekend. So make sure you should have turned in those 11 problems into your tray at the beginning of class. But for homework, I'd like you to do 5 book problems for me. So the problems from the book in chapter 5 are number 27, number 28, number 33, number 43, and number 49. These will be due on Monday. So I want to look at these problems on Monday. So you have 5 of them. Also, along with these problems, you will have a very short, very, very short, like 5 to 10 minute video that's going to go over just friction. So we're just going to talk conceptually about friction. So we're going to have a friction video that's going to be posted. I should actually have it posted. I should have it posted tonight, so Friday night. So we have friction video. It'll only be about 10 minutes. And it's just conceptual, but that will also be on your blog, and you will need to watch that by Monday as well. So you have your 5 problems, small little friction video, and finally, for Chapter 5, I am thinking currently that your test over Chapter 5 is going to be on Wednesday or Thursday. So you'll have a multiple choice test on Wednesday or Thursday, and then we'll do the FRQ then the next day, whichever day we decide to do your multiple choice test. So that'll just be based on kind of going through these problems and seeing where we are on Monday. I hope you guys have a really great weekend. And again, if you have questions, just shoot me an email. I got lots of emails last night about the 11 questions, and I loved them. You had great questions, so just keep that coming. Have a wonderful weekend. I may see some of you at Night Madness on Saturday. Bye.